Greetings to you, and thank you for joining me. Today I want to talk about a certain principle that if we apply it in everything, in our businesses, in our friendships, in our relationships, in our associations, we will avoid crying, heartbreaks, regrets before they happen. I want to talk about testing before you trust. Whatever it is that you want to do, it could be getting into a relationship with your future spouse, getting into business relationships, getting into friendships or associations. All these, they require that we test before we trust the partners we are to engage with. The moment you test before you trust, you'll be mitigating against potential future problems. And in actual fact, you almost eliminate half of them, if not all of them. Simply plunging into business partnerships, relationships, friendships, associations may lead you to live to regret the decisions you made before you actually assess whether you are getting into an association, a relationship, a business partnership with the right people, with the right persons, with the right investors, whatever the case might be. To explain the principle of testing before you trust, I would want to use one of the characteristics of the ego. It has got many characteristics which, if emulated by us, we will fly high in whatever we do. There are so many, but I want to pick on one which helped me explain the principle of testing before you trust. When a female eagle is searching for a mate, by the way, an eagle has only one mate at a time. When a female eagle is about to get its mate, it tests the mate, the level of commitment and dedication to the relationship of the prospective male partner. What it does is, when a male eagle approaches the female one, the female eagle plays more like what I could call a game. It picks a twig, flies high, and the male pursues. When they are higher there, the female eagle drops the twig. The male chases after the falling twig. The moment it increases the speed, the eagle also increases the speed until it picks the twig before it falls. It comes back with it, it gives it to the female eagle, which again drops. It repeats the process until it is satisfied of the commitment of the male eagle. So, as individuals, before we make any decision to commit to a friendship, to a relationship, to a business partnership, there is this important need to test before you trust. You can't just say because you have met someone who is beautiful, handsome, someone who is sociable, then you rush to trust. You meet someone who has got money, then you rush to get into a partnership for business purposes before you even know their character. To my girl sisters, my aunties, especially you, because you are the one who is approached by a man. Before you commit into a relationship with that man who approaches you, test their commitment to you. A man simply approaches because of feelings or lust. So if you do not test, you are likely to fall into the arms of the wrong man, of the wrong person, who will cause you problems which you will regret while you are in marriage, and it's very difficult to come out of a marriage. So to mitigate some of the problems that are causing unnecessary divorces these days, test before you trust your future spouse. The rate of divorce really shows that not many of us are testing our prospective partners before we trust them. We are desperate to be in a relationship or to be in a marriage to the extent that we do not worry about their character, their level of commitment and dedication to us. But I'm here to say today, never rush, never be pushed by peer pressure into a relationship. Test the character of that girl you wish to marry. Test the character of that boy you wish to be your husband. Test their commitment to you. Test if they accept you as you are, because you are who you are, not a perfect being. Someone must be willing to accept you as you are. Someone must be willing to be there for you all the time, every time, regardless of what has happened in bad times and in good times, in times of joy, in times of sorrow. That person must be ready to be with you. And you must test this before you trust and commit to that person. Find situations where you can put yourself into testing that person whom you wish to commit to in future. If you do not do that, then you will live to regret the decision. If you're about to start a business with somebody else, test them before you trust them. Make sure you bring different scenarios. You find a way of trying to get who really they are before you trust them entirely, with your money, with your commitment and everything. The friends you associate yourselves with them, test before you trust them. Test how they are committed to the friendship. What do they want in befriending you? Are they not, after using you, then dump you after they achieve their own goals? Test all those things. Even God says, test the spirit before you even join any church or follow any preacher. Test the spirit. So if God actually warned us, who are we not to test before we trust? Why do we plunge ourselves into things that we will regret? Why do we simply fall into the arms of a woman or a man because they have just approached us, or because they are beautiful, or because they are handsome, or because they've got money? Money is not what you need. You need commitment. Love is not only what you need commitment, dedication to you. So test before you trust. Whatever you wish to do with somebody else, test before you trust, so that you are convinced that this is the right person I'm getting into a friendship with. This is the right person I'm getting into a business partnership with. This is the right person I'm getting into a marriage with. Test before you trust. Thank you.